I spent over $6,000 to throw my sister the engagement party of her dreams, and in return I got seated next to a broken chair and a toddler screaming over a juice box. What they didn't know, I brought an envelope, and when I left before the cake was even cut, their fairy tale night began to unravel, not because I wanted revenge, but because, for the first time in my life, I chose me. My name's Lucas Parker. I'm 35, single, and live in downtown Chicago. I run a creative consulting firm that's doing pretty well, but in my family's eyes, I'm just the one with no kids and too much time. They don't say it outright, but it's there, in the side glances at holidays, the sarcastic, "Still just you?" and the unspoken assumption that if someone needs help, I'm the guy to call. Birthdays, bills, even my sister Olivia's therapy dog's surgery last year, it's always me footing the bill. Olivia's 5 years younger. She's charming, dazzling in that effortless influencer way, and has somehow convinced everyone she's this delicate soul who just feels too much. Last year, she got engaged to a guy named Jared, a finance bro with the personality of a protein bar. Olivia, of course, decided her engagement party had to be elegant but modern, whimsical but grounded, whatever that means. She pitched it to me like it was an investment in family. "Lucas, you've always believed in me. This party's not just for me and Jared, it's for us." She sent Pinterest boards, childhood photos, and ended her pitch with, "Help me make this memory beautiful." And like a damn fool, I agreed. The venue? An absurdly expensive rooftop garden in Lincoln Park with Edison lights, custom signature cocktails, and a harpist who only played Billie Eilish covers. I put down the deposit and handed over my Amex to keep on file. I showed up in a navy suit, holding a Tiffany new box with a silver charm bracelet Olivia once said she adored. Inside was a note, for the sister who still lights up the room. She didn't even read it. Instead, the moment I stepped into the party, she air-kissed me and whispered, "Can you stand off to the side for the photos? Your suit's kind of throwing off the color vibe." Then she flitted away, all blush tones and curated chaos. My name on the seating chart? Table 8. Right next to a toddler's high chair and a visibly annoyed cousin who said, "Oh, you're here." Across the terrace, I could see Jared's fraternity friends clinking glasses with my mom and aunt, who barely looked my way. I stayed quiet. I always do. I toasted their engagement with lukewarm water from the kids' table, smiled through small talk with strangers who assumed I was either staff or a +1 who got stood up. When the first dance began, I stood alone by the patio heater, wondering how I became a stranger at the party I paid for. That's when I overheard my mom telling someone, "Lucas always finds a reason to stay distant. Probably thinks he's too good for all this." That was it. Not a breakdown. Not a scream. Just a quiet, brutal clarity. I walked over to the venue manager, handed him a sealed envelope that revoked the card authorization for the remaining balance, then I slipped out, just as the cake was being brought out. No drama. Just silence. I ignored the calls that night, drove to an old diner near Lake Shore, sat in a corner booth and ordered black coffee I didn't touch. For the first time in years, I didn't owe anyone anything. Just me, the hum of the neon sign, and the realization that I had finally chosen myself. By morning, my phone had 42 missed calls. The texts were exactly what you'd expect. "Olivia, you ruined my night." "Mom, you always find a way to disappoint, just like your father." "Jerry, grow up, man, that was pathetic." But the worst? The one from my mother at 3:12 a.m. "You're just like him. Always walking away when it matters." That message cracked something open. Because the truth? I didn't walk away. I stayed for years, paid, carried, smiled through it. And they never saw me, only what I could give. That morning I canceled the auto payments. My mom's gas bill, gone. Olivia's monthly Venmo, for grad school, even though she dropped out, gone. The emergency trust fund? Locked down, only I could touch it now. I wasn't being vindictive, I was setting boundaries, and for once I didn't apologize. That same night, Olivia called. I had to put everything on my credit card, Lucas. Do you know how that looks? I thought I didn't fit your aesthetic, I said quietly. She went ballistic, called me selfish, a traitor, a monster. I didn't yell back, I just said, you humiliated me long before I ever pulled that envelope out. And then, I hung up. Within 48 hours, the electricity at my mom's house was shut off. She called Aunt Karen sobbing, and Aunt Karen called me. She says you abandoned her. I didn't say anything at first. Just watched the city move outside my window like nothing had changed. She didn't feel abandoned, I finally said, when she let them stick me at the kids' table or compared me to a man who walked out on us. She only felt it when the money stopped. That weekend I went up to a cabin in Wisconsin. No phone, no emails, no guilt. When I got back, I had 39 new messages. The engagement party aftermath had turned into a meme. A guest posted a before/after comparing the rooftop party to Olivia's DIY follow-up dinner. Caption: from Soho chick to Target potluck. I didn't feel glee. I felt light. Then came the texts that did matter. One from my cousin saying, you deserved better. And finally, my mom, quiet, honest. I didn't know it would go that far. I thought you'd come around. You always do. She asked if we could meet. We did. She apologized. For real this time, no excuses, just truth. Olivia sent a handwritten letter with a check. Not for the full amount, but enough to show effort. I kept it in a drawer, never cashed it. Instead, I used that moment to rebuild. I started therapy, took pottery classes, volunteered at a youth center helping kids apply for college. As giving, again, but this time to people who saw me, who heard me. The dynamic shifted. Olivia went to therapy. Jared actually reached out, awkward but sincere. My mom started budgeting, picked up a part-time job. She even mailed me a photo from my 6th grade science fair. On the back she wrote, I should have told you I was proud. I'm telling you now. That photo's framed in my living room now. The Tiffany bracelet sits untouched in my closet. She never asked for it back, and I never threw it away. Because it's a reminder, not of pain, but of clarity, of the moment I stopped being a silent support beam and became the architect of my own life. Sometimes the most radical thing you can do is walk away, not in anger, but in peace. And you know what? That's the day everything finally started to change.